What's going on, everyone? It's Juan Romero here from SwitchWatch, and I'm back with another review. Today it's Rocket League, provided to us by Psyonix, so thanks very much for the review copy. If you're a new watcher here, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like this video at the end. Would really appreciate that, and thank you to all of our existing subscribers that make these videos happen. Thanks a lot. Let's get into the Rocket League review. There is no story in this particular game, so let's talk a little bit about Rocket League's history. The game launched in 2015 on PC and has since won over 150 awards. Awards including Game of the Year, Best Sports Game and Best Multiplayer Game. The game has been released on PC and all major consoles and has made its way now onto the Nintendo Switch, having been ported by those guys Panic Button yet again, who recently also did an incredible job on the port of Doom, which I reviewed just a few days ago. So I was expecting minimal problems here. Talking about the audio, Rocket League has some really great music playing while you're customizing your vehicle or choosing which mode to play. There is a range of playlists here to keep things fresh. The soundtrack is brilliant, highlights such as Angel Wings featuring Avania, Acid by Mike Alt, or Seeing What's Next by Hollywood Principle. In terms of sound effects, they're great, from the cars smashing into one another and blowing up, hitting the ball itself, to scoring one of those wonderful goals. The rush that you get when you score is accompanied by a great commentator and some really cool sound effects. Psyonix have done an absolutely fantastic job with the audio, and if you do want to acquire some of the tracks which do play on Rocket League, you can buy them from Google Play or Apple Music Store. The performance on this game is what many people will be asking themselves, I suspect. This, like Doom, was going to get a thorough inspection from players and reviewers alike. And like I said in my Doom review, I think people will also buy this for the portability, not for the graphical fidelity. This is a game which is not as visually demanding as some of the other games which have made it onto the Switch recently, and therefore this plays at a glorious 60 frames per second in both handheld and docked mode, I might add. And for those of you interested in frame rates, that's probably what you need to know. The game does perform for most part well in both docked and handheld modes, but there were a few times when I noticed some slowdown, and there's no surprises there, especially around the goal mouth where the action was getting intense, but again, it wasn't often. If this is a game you want to play with maximum resolution, then you'll need to get a decent spec PC, but then you'll also be tethered to it and won't have that portability. The game is also available, of course, on the Xbox One and PS4, which I'm sure some of you will already own on the PC or one of the other consoles. Again, it's a case of taking a reduction in the graphical detail for the portability. There is a wealth of customization options here for your car, and I really love to see that in games such as these. Each car can be color coded to your heart's content, alloys can be changed, and you can even add your own flag from your country if you want to. You have choices of vans all the way to buggies, and you can even customize what happens when you score a goal to the color of your boost. It's all here. And don't forget, because it's the Nintendo Switch, you also get to choose the Luigi and Mario versions of the cars, and also that stunning looking Metroid vehicle, and you can also acquire the hats for Luigi and Mario and place them on other vehicles, which is a lovely touch, by the way. Now, if you're new to Rocket League, it combines football or soccer with driving in a physics-based multiplayer focused sequel, and that was to Supersonic, Acrobatic, rocket-powered battle cars. Really long name, that one. And you get to choose from a variety of high-flying vehicles equipped with huge rocket boosters to score some great aerial goals, and you can also pull off incredible saves as well. That's what this game in essence is. When you read that on paper, you think to yourself, what could be more fun than playing football, soccer with cars? It sounds absolutely bonkers, but it works to create an incredibly fun game. Now, I'm new to this game. I haven't played it on any other console or PC, but I do have colleagues that have explained everything there is to explain on this game, and I will admit, at first I thought, you know, am I going to like this? It took me an awfully long time to get the basics right, I have to admit. Like real football, the game for me is all about positional play, and I got that pretty quickly. If you chase the ball all the time, you'll no doubt ruin the match for your teammates. It's all about knowing when to defend and when to attack and balancing that. When you go for the ball or not, you know, when do you stay back and when do you go forward, waiting for that pass from a teammate only for you to time the perfect boost and jump to smash the ball into the goal. There is no better feeling, let me tell you. This is a game that you'll have to go through the tutorial first. I really recommend that you do so. It's invaluable to learn the basics, and I'm really glad that there is a tutorial here for those of you that are new to the franchise. For Rocket League, your car drives as any normal car would, but it has incredible boost thrusts, which you can top up your meter by driving over the orange boost pads on the field. Pressing B allows your car to jump, and pressing it again will allow it to double jump. If you press B and then the directional button in any direction, you can thrust your car diagonally, sideways, left or right, for example, in the air. Add in the boost and you can pretty much fly your car by raising the nose if you need to. The moves are all quite easy to pick up, and the controls here are super tight on the Nintendo Switch. Take all of this though into an arena with 3 or 4 human players and things do become difficult. This is one of those games that you only become decent at if you're prepared to put the time in and learn. Only with experience will you get better, and there will be frustrating amount of losses when you first start, that is for sure. You can turn off cross-platform so that you'll only play against other players playing on the Switch, which is welcome. The main mode here for me is the 3v3 standard games, but you also have 2v2 doubles and 1v1 duel, and also 4v4, which they call chaos. My favourite was the 3v3 as it feels just right. Solo was my least favoured, as to me football, even with cars, is definitely a team sport. You can play against randoms or with friends, and it's super easy to set up, which is great news. You can also play locally and also set up private matches, so that's all covered here. There are other modes here too, which are all pretty fun. I really enjoyed Rumble, where there are a whole host of power-ups added to the game, from spikes on your car so you can attach the ball and run it into the goal, to freezing the ball in mid-air. Really awesome and adds some different dynamics to the matches. You also have Snow Day, which turns the ball into a massive puck for some different physics. 2v2 hoops, where you have to be pretty good in the air to get the ball into those large hoops. Drop shot, you had to make the floor disintegrate beneath, and you'd score by getting the ball into the hole created. This was my least favoured of all modes, but you of course will have your own favourites, and Rocket Labs has you playing in some experimental arenas. You can play casual games or ranked matches, but I was not quite good enough yet. I made it to semi-pro, and obviously there's a long way for me to go, and I needed a lot more practice for sure before I even wanted to get into ranked. So are you going to like this game? People have asked me already, saying they don't like football, so they may not like this game. The truth is that this is a super fun, competitive multiplayer game, which you have cars and you have to get the ball in the opponent's net. Until you play this, no amount of video or written reviews will be able to substitute what it actually feels like to play. It's something special that the devs have obviously put a huge amount of love into. You can just tell there's lots of stuff you can buy on the Nintendo eShop to add vanity to your vehicles if you wish to. None of it is pay to win though, which is great. Just some great gear that you can unlock if you happen to get a crate. And when you win some matches or just taking part in matches, you're always unlocking something or other to keep you coming back for more. The game is super addictive. I couldn't get enough. I was just playing it over and over and over. So you will need to spend money if you do want the really cool items, but the game is cheap enough in the first place, and for £1 here or there, I don't see that as much of an issue. because it's up to you. This for me is one of the best multiplayer experiences on the Nintendo Switch right now, other than Splatoon 2. So in terms of value, to get a polished game like this for only £15 and 4 pence is an absolute bargain. Don't ask me where the 4 pence came from, I have no clue. It's $19.99 in the US. You'll want to start to rank up through the skill levels, and you're going to spend many hours doing that. In fact, hundreds of hours possibly. People have started YouTube channels based on this game alone, getting hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So that tells you everything you need to know about the following of this game. The fact that it offers cross-platform play will probably mean you'll always have people to play with and against. On top of that, this game is heavily supported with updates from Psyonix, so I would expect patches in future. Great value, absolutely, no doubt. In terms of my verdict, for those that know Rocket League already, they know what an incredible game this is. The fact it's now portable opens up a whole new host of possibilities. For those new to this franchise like me, I can honestly say it's one of the most fun multiplayer games I have played in a very long time. Take into account that you'll need to put up with a good few hours of frustration before you nail the basics. Once you do and you score your first few goals, there's no looking back, I promise you that. It's all about mastering the game, which is one of those that you'll always keep learning, and that's just fantastic. The game has great presentation, superb music and sound effects, and overall the only thing that stops me giving this one a higher score is the slowdown issues I sometimes encountered. Otherwise, it's fantastic and fully recommended for us, for me, an 8.5 out of 10. If you enjoyed this review, guys, I'd really appreciate it. As always, if you hit that thumbs up, really helps the channel and us. If you're a new watcher here, then consider subscribing. We do reviews like this one all the time. And last but not least, leave me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on Rocket League. Is this your first time playing the game? Have you played it on previous consoles or on the PC, for example? Are you willing to give up the graphical fidelity for portability? Let me know down below. Or if you want to speak about any other Nintendo Switch game, feel free to leave me a comment. My name is Juan Romero from SwitchWatch. You know what I'm going to say, guys. I'll see you on the next one.